Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nature Echoes. It's Wednesday, 4th of December, 2023. And blessed 2023 for everyone that's watching and everyone that's not watching as well. And I trust the holidays, they've been wonderful for you, whether you're with family or friends or hibernating and contemplating, whatever you were doing. I don't have an opening video for you yet. That's still on the cards. So thank you for joining me. And it's back to our weekly time of echoing news, stories, poetry, and art. I'm glad to be back. It seems like a long time. But anyway, all this stuff echoing to you, connected to nature folklore, holy wells, and our precious water, woodlands, and wildlife. So hail, how whole, unholy good health to you all. And through this edition, what I'll probably be sharing is an update and conclusion of the midwinter dark to light seasonal tradition of mumming and related folk dramas as well. Also, the visions of nature folklore that I've got that's going to be unfolding through 2023. Also, I'm going to be streamlining the various nature folklore services and hopefully give you better value for the subscribers, you subscribers, especially through the growing of the video library for you. And also a bit about future guests that are going to be on the show. It's just going to be me today, but we've got some guests lined up, some interviews, and that's going to be lovely as we move through the year. So this Nature Echoes live show, the growing nature folklore video library that's full of adverts. No, it's free of adverts. That's the whole point of it. And the other services of nature folklore, they're all brought to you due to the kind support of our kind subscribers. And that's the link there to the Patreon where the subscribers go to. If you subscribe just $1, pound, or euro a month, you get access to the growing video library that I got there. And your subscription also goes a long way towards keeping this Nature Echo show afloat as well. If you don't like subscribing through Patreon, please message me. I have alternatives, and there's something I'm going to be talking about next week that's going to be one of those alternatives. And let's not forget our free giveaway this week for our live viewers here. It's back this evening, and I'm going to run it twice because I forgot to run it when on Nature Echoes 3 just before Christmas. So going to run it twice. And what you do for that, I'll just bring up the banner. You just type this in. You can do this anytime from now. Is hash art. If you make any comments during the show, you can just add the hash art in your comment as well. It will pick it up. Or if you've got nothing to say, just put the hash art in and in the comment section, and you'll get into the giveaway. And you might get one of the two prizes that's going to be happening later on. Anyway, it's going to be happening. Just get rid of some bit of annoyance here going on. Multiple entries. If you do try, I think if I've just put hashtag art in a few times, that will give me more chances. Unfortunately, after your first entry, you're actually locked into the giveaway. So it's one entry per person. That's how this works. Right. As I say, there was typical niggling going on, and yeah, it's happening. Sorry. I've technical issues. Here we go. I've kind of disappeared. Hang on, I think I'm losing you. No, I'm not losing you. Sorry. Right, we'll get back in a moment. Anyway, let's see who the lovely early birds are that are with us while this other computer sorts itself out. Claire's here. Oh, there we go. Wonderful to see you, John. Looking forward to the broadcast. And Terry Slack Hardwick, lovely to have you here. Good afternoon from rural Maryland. Lovely to have you on board. Lovely to have some people. And I see the numbers are growing, which is lovely. Right, Mummers and Folklore. I'm just going to give a Mummers and Folklore update. It is mainly a Christmas thing, but it's worth doing a catch-up on this because during the last Nature Echoes, I talked about Mama's plays and performance tradition and how it's been returning big time to Leitrim, and what success this has actually been due to the hyper energetic, creative, and very motivating Edwin Guckian at the helm. And I'm going to try and I better get some pictures up. I'm sort of out of practice with this. There you go. There's an example. I forget which town that was in. I think that was around Carrick. I'm not sure. No, I think it was Dromahair. Anyway, and this is Edwina here, this is in Manor Hamilton, where she was providing oat straw for people to make their hats and their costumes. And despite, all this, despite Edwina's other commitments, because she's on various dance projects, touring with well-known traditional singers and musicians. So this is amazing, because Edwin, before Christmas, she set up these workshops around the small towns of Leitrim. And it started 6 weeks before Christmas. And this was all new for a lot of people. And she helped with these workshops in the various towns that ranged from Carrick to Dromahair, to Mohill, I'm forgetting the name of that, Drumshambo. And people were putting all the hats and the costumes together all in an amazing few weeks. They were weaving straw. This is the sort of thing they came up with. A lot of women and children involved. And they also learned some of the Mama's characters. This here is actually practicing a scene of the Doctor, when the Doctor comes along. It's one of the sketches within the folk drama. I used to love being the Doctor. And people learned other characters. They learned the lines of songs, the folk drama poems, and also some of the dances. Absolutely fabulous. And the appointed captains of each small town, Mama's troop, every small town, they had a captain that held everything together, decided where to perform, going around the town, what premises to go to, what houses to visit. And this is the Mohill troop. And they're right by O'Carolan there, piled up. There's some musicians with them. Fantastic time they had. And there's O'Carolan joining in with the Mamas there. And in some towns, the Mama's troops actually managed to integrate some of the remembered traditions, because a lot of these people, this was new, but they talked to people, especially when they were making the costumes, and people came up with stories of what the Mamas were like when they called around to them when they were young. And young, this was like in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, so forth. So a bit of that got reintegrated back in to what they were doing, and which was lovely. And I believe the next Yule and Christmas, you're going to find a lot more of the older traditions will be woven back in, when Leitrim and some of the other counties will be back out mumming again. Now, there has been some controversy. I mentioned about this before Christmas, about this project, because the traditionalists, they instruct that never change a tradition and never, ever start a tradition. But to me, tradition evolves. And I feel the lovely Leitrim, if I can get a picture on here, and I feel the lovely Leitrim example here is some of the youngsters on that. I think that's far more community bonded than the awful watered down Halloween trick or treat begging. I hope you agree with that, because there's all of the putting together of the costumes, very, very community. Everyone gets involved. A lovely, more wholesome experience. And this year, even the counties of Mayo and Sligo also caught the vibe from the Sligo mumming. This is, I think, in Foxford, in Mayo. You can see from the pub there, or whatever it is, the Mayo Chaska. And they brought together their own mumming troops as well. And that's back to Mohill again. And the Christmas mumming, I'm sure, will spread so much further next Christmas, I'm sure. And the Mamas and other folk drama all has the same theme. So celebrating the transition from, they're all about, this is a lovely one, because this is about the transition of increasing. We're going from the increasing dark, where we were Christmas Eve and Yule. So it's all about that transition from the increasing dark and now back to the increasing light, which we're now enjoying. Our days are now getting about 3 minutes longer a day, whereas from the winter solstice, it was like a few seconds a day. So the days are really stretching now. And though this is what this tradition, the folk drama tradition, naturally happens from the winter solstice, I think we want to experience the same through many aspects of our lives. So though there is a change from the darker nights to the lighter days, I think this echoes what we want to experience, and we say, oh, thank goodness that's over. A lot of people say, thank goodness 2022 is over, let's get on with 2023. And I've been sort of saying to people, let's take the best bits that we have still got from 2022 and amplify them through 2023, and not hold on to the sort of ugly things from last year. Otherwise, we'll just magnify them this year. So I wish you all a wonderful 2023. It's not the end of the folk drama season, though. There's some stuff coming up, because there's a clue behind me here, because at the 12th night, the 5th of January, or move on to the next day, Epiphany, on the 6th of January, or you can even go on to the old 12 on the 7th, which was the 12th night on the old Julian calendars before old Pope Gregory came along and changed things around. This is a wassailing time, whichever way you like to say it. Wassail. It's the blessing of the apple trees. And there we go. They are an appointed king and queen. They've been thrown up in the tree for a bit of blessing. And the girl there has got the cider, and the lad there has got a piece of toast. I better talk about that. Now, Nature Folklore subscribers, if you check on your Patreon, your subscription there, you may have watched, or you will be watching, the video clip that I have uploaded for the subscribers that explains the wassailing. So I'm not going to say much here about it. But in short, the wassailing sequence, let's get these on. No, well, there they are. It's the bless the oldest apple tree roots with cider, its branches with the soaked toast. As I say, the cider there that the girl is doing, that will bless the roots, and the branches with the soaked toast that's burnt that the king there has got. And then there's a third section where everybody blesses each other. And the reason for this, one of the reasons, is that apples were a main sustenance food well before there was potatoes. I mean, for thousands of years, maybe, apples were very important for us through the winter, and especially in the UK and especially in Ireland. So this was once a very passionate and important ritual for calling on the blessing of the trees and for personal survival. And then in that case, there's a queen with a piece of toast to put up on the apple tree. But wassailing, it's mainly an English tradition. It was imported from the Saxons, but wassailing is quite big in Wales, certainly big in southwest England, and it's been growing through the apple orchards of East Scotland and also southeast Ireland, like Wexford and Waterford, Tipperary especially, where there's a lot of it. And it wouldn't surprise me if it moves up a bit, because there's a lot of apple growing in Leitrim. Leitrim has got some beautiful own species of apple trees, and then you've got the famous Boyne Red that grows beside the Boyne, River Boyne in Meath. So you've got some incredible species around the country. Now, another folklore tradition coming up, this is actually on the Monday after Epiphany, and that is Plough Monday. I'll briefly say it's nothing to do with Ireland, really, and you'll understand why in a moment. That's a very old Plough Monday picture, and what would happen is the plough would have been blessed by the church minister or priest during the Sunday. So these lads are out on Monday, and let's see if I got another one. And well, I'll talk about that picture in a moment. But this now Plough Monday, I'll bring your picture back again while I talk this. It generally just remains in northern England now, I think. It's lost reputation because out of all of the folk dramas, it was perhaps one of the most assertive and forceful begging traditions. So it became very unpopular because the begging became quite a challenge. People had already had all the beggars over Christmas, and it's just keep going and going and going. But if they didn't get anything, then these the ploughboys became vandals. So people said, enough, enough. And so that was that. But the folk drama events seemed to start off as lovely connecting central community events when they started off as a local tradition, say 15th, 16th century, maybe before. And then eventually they became door-to-door begging traditions, which was seen by the poor as being able to call on the not so poor and urge them to share some of their abundance to help their wee poverty. But the folk drama players, as I say, they became a nuisance, very demanding, became vandalizing, very annoying, and if they didn't receive some money or before then even presents that they desired. So I hope that today the revivals of the various folk drama in the community now holds the community spirit. I know certainly the Mummers in Leitrim did this time round, and it shares the spirit and sentiment much more than the harassing way of door-to-door hustling. Now, having said that, I do not think parades are the alternative. In Newfoundland, for instance, the door-to-door became such a nuisance, replaced by parades. Well, I think about parades, they're very exciting, they're very grand, they're a lot of fun. But I feel that parades do not hold the community connection. They're sort of larger than life, they're grander than us, and it's still a sort of an us and them situation. So it's lovely when the whole community can come together, even though it's small, and they're doing it all together. Now, other folk drama traditions they're coming up. There's an island one coming up. I didn't show you this one. This one, yes, this has crept into the. This is interesting. I talked a bit about this before Christmas, and it was to do with the origins of mumming, and it really comes from the Slav area, from what's now northern Poland and down the east around the Baltic, and possibly came up from cultures from the Balkans. Now that character on the right is a straw bear. And somehow the straw bear in England has got mixed up with the ploughboys, which is fascinating because the whole tradition of the straw bear is that people used to wear the bear skins because it was the time when the Big Dipper or the little plough and the big plough were very visible in the sky around Yule, around mid-winter. And so it was a celebration of that. It was the bears out of the sky. And when they performed in community areas, they would look out for the eldest woman there and they would mount her, and that was just kind of it sounds ugly, but it was a fertility expression because she's the hag, she's like the eldest reindeer, she's responsible for the spirit of bringing the light back and the next year's fertility. And so there you got the straw bear. The straw replaced the bear skins, and is appearing on plough, because the idea of the plough, if you're ploughing up the fields, then you need a bit of fertility in there, and that's how that got combined in there. We got the Biddy Boys. Have I got the Biddy Boys here? They're coming up. This is Irish. This is in Kerry, more so in Kerry, but I'm going to talk about that more towards Bridges Day, which is when they come out about. Strange that the lads wear ties on that one. But as I say, I'm going to move on today, so I won't talk any more about that. Oh, there's also the Payseggers. I find this fascinating. Again, this is just northern England. Looks very formal there. I don't know what town that's in. And that's held around Easter. And the reason that's held around Easter is April the 22nd, I think it is. It's St. George's Day as well. So they tend to bring some of the mumming story out, but they're dressed actually in clothes rather than straw. And you've always got George. And unfortunately, they've got to be careful how they do these plays because they based it on the Crusades. So, of course, the person that George is attacking there is a Saracen. So you got to be very careful on that one. But of course, the doctor who's appearing there, he cures the Saracen. They have a big hug, and they're all united. But the reason they brought this in is because of the closeness of St. George's Day to Easter, and you can understand in many ways why you'll never see that one in Ireland or even in the south of England as well. But this also was a begging tradition before it went back to community, and the gifts the players got were these, which is hen's eggs that are dyed in brown, dyed originally with onion skins, but more recently coffee grounds. They didn't get paid in money; they got paid with eggs when they went door to door, which is, I suppose, a very nice thing to get some eggs. Let's see what you're saying. I'll take a pause before I get on to the next thing here. And Terry, the strawberries might look impressive, says Terry. And Sheila, lovely to have you, Sheila Elkins Perez. Wonderful words, great information. Thank you. And it's Happy New Year from Susan Craw here from Michigan, USA. And through the YouTube, we have Gina Winsgrove. Happy New Year to you, Gina. Wonderful. And from Surrey, we have Karen, who is also known as Karen. And so lovely to have you. Well done for being here, Karen. Wonderful. And some people are putting in the hash art for the giveaway. We're doing double giveaway. So in your comments, you can put in that as part of your comment. Whereas Gina said, Happy New Year. To give an example, you could have put hashtag. Whoops, there she is. No, it hasn't come up. You could have put hashtag art in that as well, and you would be in for the draw. Just a tip. It's going to take a few weeks, I think, for people to get used to how this giveaway works. So get your hashtag arts in while they cover things. You can put them in, and anytime there's going to be a double draw at the end of the and the double draw, what we're doing is a couple of this is supposed to be for art, but it's going to be for a couple of books. I got a compilation here from Maui Barrett. It's a combination. Oh, it's not very good in the green screen. Winter Mescalini. I'll talk about that. The Mescalini. This is a Southeastern poets, Wexford, Waterford, etc. Lovely combination of winter tales and poems, which is wonderful. And Sinead McClure, who is an often a guest, is her lovely chapbook, Word According to Crow, winter poems, but it's about it really draws out our affection for the wildlife and where we live around us through the winter. So those are the giveaways. Sorry, I haven't got more elegant giveaways, but it's to promote the artist, and it's really to keep the giveaways in action. So please put the as I say, all we have to do is the hashtag art, and there we go. So anyway, contemplations and visions for 2023. Now, what were your visions for 2023? I've ran out of photographs, by the way, so that's the end of that. So what have you been contemplating on? I've certainly been contemplating, and I've been thinking about where to take Nature Folklore and Holy World's revival through this year. Now, the one thing I haven't done properly is provide the subscribers with a decent all-year round library of videos to consult. I did for a while, was in 2.5 years. I was talking about the folklore on Nature Folklore on Sundays, but it's all that information is being broken up in small videos, becoming a library and going up. So you've got this reference for each time. Like I was saying, the Wassailing is up there now, and you can watch that. So it's all reference for the main 4 changing seasons that we have. So my main focus for 2023 this year is to build up that Nature Folklore library for you. I've been promising for a couple of years and haven't got around to it. And the increasing video library, it is parked on Patreon. It's very handy since I got the Patreon there. So all subscribers that are on the £, euro, or dollar tier, just everybody gets access to the free videos at any time. And as I say, just for that €1, £, or dollar, you get access to the videos. They're free of adverts. Because I know myself, I don't know how you feel about this, I'm getting quite irritated by the increase in advertising on YouTube. And no longer is it, no longer can skip ads Instead, they're ads you got to watch, and I notice they're increasing 2, 3, 4 adverts before you can actually watch the video that you've selected. And then the video gets cut off with even more adverts, just like commercial TV. But as YouTube is free, obviously they need to do this to pay for the service and put something into the pockets and bank accounts for the people providing these videos. YouTube do have an ad-free subscription service, but compared to the other streaming services, I think it's quite expensive. I'm not sure what it is, somewhere between 12 and 15 euros a month. But with Nature Folklore subscription, it's only $1, euro, pound a month to get ads free. But obviously, I haven't got the scope of viewing that YouTube has. And I'm also aware that people are spending a fortune now on their subscriptions. A lot of people, they might be subscribing every month to Netflix, Spotify, Dropbox, various service apps, such as for doing altering photographs and music. And this can all mount up. So I'm thinking about that, and that's why I've kept it down to the minimum euro, pound, or $1. So anyway, I'm repeating myself by saying thank you for those small subscription payments that you make by subscribing, because it collectively keeps the show and the productions I do afloat. So there you are again, the address as a reminder. Thank you for allowing this to happen. I'm also putting focus on developing the... because I'm putting this focus on developing a video library, the 4 seasonal books that I was going to bring out this year, I'm going to postpone until next year. I just want to get this video library sorted out for the subscribers. I've been promising for 2 or 3 years. Let's get that done. Sound like Boris. And I'll get the books out next year, 2024. And I'll talk more about that next Wednesday as well. Now, another thought for 2023 is what community... what is the Nature Folklore community? Who are you? What has this become? It's almost as if I'm talking about this being some sort of cult. Heaven help me, I hope it isn't forming into a cult. I hope it's just a shared interest. Because I see other people constantly present and share similar things to what I do. But the people who do this, they give themselves titles, and they've got a catalogue of registered qualifications. They've published libraries of books, and on top of all that, they run subscriptions to various things and various courses that they put together. And their courses, I find, and they can be quite demanding financially. And there's 2 thoughts that cross my mind. One is, if these people are so busy getting their extra qualifications, writing their books, putting their courses together, how on earth do they find time to actually practice what they're talking and writing about? I always find that a big mystery. I think I've told you that, I won't go into that one. There's a story when I visited the practical self-sufficiency man. Anyway, my other thought is, if they're charging so much to share what they know, who are the people they're trying to attract? Are they trying to only attract people that have got money and exclude the rest of us? Or lure people to pay them what seem to me large fees? And by doing so, these people might have to go without food. They have to go without something in order to pay for something else. So they're going without food. They might risk their rent, even max the credit cards and so forth. Now, there's an article that I read. I did put it on my Facebook, and I think it sums up what I often try to say in response to those 2 issues and those 2 questions I've just shared with you now. So let me share that with you. I'm going to check your comments again before I go on with this, because I think this is fabulously written. I wish I'd written it myself. We got Catherine Briggs. There we go. We got all these lovely art, hashtag arts coming in. Happy New Year, Catherine Briggs from Oregon. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Yeah, let me share, as I say, with what was written. I picked this up from Facebook and say the person who posted it was a Ragnar Clune Bonneve. I won't even dare to try and spell it for you. But Ragnar Clune to Bonneve was the name. Now, he said he didn't write it. He said it was written by a Daniel Kearns. But I only know Daniel Kearns, who's some kind of sports person. So I don't know which Daniel Kearns this is who wrote it. So maybe you can help me after you hear this by telling me who this Daniel Kearns is. Anyway, give me a swig of water and I'll tell you what he wrote. I think this is fabulous. It's almost like a mission statement for Nature Folklore, although it's a long statement. Our pagan ancestors were not seers, magicians, witches, or other mystical types. They were farmers, bakers, hunters, builders, and common people that were living their lives. So the average person did not maintain an altar or cast stones because they were too busy maintaining their gardens and casting seeds on their fields. So they didn't search for their dreams. They didn't look into their dreams for divine meanings. Instead, they napped at the height of the day, maybe for a nap in the afternoon, where they dreamt of cold beer and crusty bread and days when their work was finished. Now, magic wasn't something to be controlled. It was something to live alongside. You could ask favors of this magic, but it would expect favors in return. So it was no more supernatural than rain, just part of life on this world. Now, our ancestors planned for it. They adjusted to it, and they went along with all of this through their lives. Holidays weren't for esoteric rituals for the common people. They were for taking a break from working the field to actually spend some time drinking, eating, singing songs, and telling stories within our communities. Rituals are there just to provide a simple framework for our community building. So do not let Celtic priestesses, shamans, or modern druids tell you that magic and rituals are the ways to be pagan, and only they can teach you these ways. As they are just people desperate for power, and they're filled with the need to get attention to themselves and feel that they are special. What they simply do is switch snake oil for essential oil and prey on our Judeo-Christian culture predisposition to establish their own hierarchy. And they also award themselves with meaningless titles. Avoid and mistrust anyone who claims to know the will of the gods and goddesses, as you will usually find that their claims coincide with their own self-importance desires. So instead, look to your elders and the people living lives that you admire. Meanwhile, bake bread with old women, split firewood with the old men, and both will teach you the ways of the world. And they will do it for free. They will do it with a smile, and they'll never put on a crown and ask you to call them by a title to strain out their false privilege. So avoid people that think they alone hold the keys to knowledge and wisdom, and announce that they keep it hidden away from people that they don't consider as worthy, as they are not on their imagined level. Learning is an act of devotion. Teaching is an act of worship. Commune with the earth by nurturing a garden and growing some food. And then you will understand the seasons and the way that the land changes better than you ever could through spells or meditation. Raise animals, breed them, care for them, kill them, and eat them. And by doing so, you'll understand life, love, and death in greater nuance than any prophetic vision could ever convey. Walk through the woods, fields, farms, and markets. Watch the trees, the sky, the crops, and the people that you live around. And this will let you feel the changes of the seasons and time, and tell you much more about the past and the future of the world around us. Much more accurately than through using any divination stones and twigs. Build a home, build a greenhouse, build a barn, build a fence, build a wall, and you will find you'll have an appreciation for structure that's far greater than through any cosmology composed and written. Love the people you live with, you work with, share meals with, and share your stories with, as this will keep you more in touch with your ancestors than by trying to do so through offerings, prayers, and talking to stones. Now, having quoted all that's it. That's the whole thing. I still enjoy a bit of ceremony and play acting myself, such as with the folk drama that I've been covering, because that is actually how I entered into this folklore world. But interestingly, I entered into the folk drama after listening to farmers and working people and their stories and what they were showing me. And by trying out this play drama, it assisted me in helping me to understand more about what they were telling me. But after all, when I first was into this, I was actually a child that was playing games. So this was it. The folk drama was playing a game, a fantasy game, which children do when they hear something, they put things together, or they used to. Now they get on the iPads and so forth. But that's how I got into this. And also doing the drama was a way for me to show off a little bit as well. But anyway, most important to me is the source of these folklore stories and the land that our tiles are placed upon. So I hope that what I share with you and have done through Nature Folklore, and I'll keep more of a focus on this through this year, is a combination of the fun and poetry of folklore along with the practical, useful applications of the folklore during the seasons. I don't think folklore is something to put on a pedestal. It's not something just to put into a museum. It's certainly not something just to leave on an altar for special occasions. It's something to use, let it mentor and guide you, and let it instruct you and inspire inspirations and instincts through what you do. And I hope all of this is valuable to everyone in some way, not the chosen few. Anyway, even though I do actually ask you to cross my palm with silver a few times every show, as I say, just click a pound, euro, or $1 a month, and keeps this thing afloat. Anyway, let's see what you're saying after that. A bit of soapboxing. Oh, I got my glasses on. Catherine Briggs, there isn't any more comments on this. Okay, I'm surprised. You probably having to contemplate that bit. So anyway, one small thing, and I'm going to expand on this next Wednesday because I've been on for more than half an hour. I've introduced a €3 tier. And when you're a subscriber, you're with like $1 or so. I say just as you're very welcome. You're actually a subscriber, but the €3 or more, you're now going to be called Nature Folklore Explorers. And the reason for this, I'm going to talk more about it next Wednesday. But StreamYard is a platform that I broadcast through and have done for 3 years now. And they've just introduced a seminar platform, which is absolutely fabulous. And I like it a lot better than Zoom. Much easier to use, more facilities, more utilities, and a lot of stuff being developed and released over the next few weeks. So I intend to hold workshops starting off this year with 4 of them, replacing the book releases, really. And so it's going to be one for each season. And the first of these is actually going to be the end of this month. But these workshops, they're going to be exclusive to subscribers. It's not a public entry thing. Subscribers who are on the €3 a month level that have become the Nature Folklore Explorers with the Nature Folklore Explorer level, they get invitation to these live workshops. And if you can't make it to the live workshop, then you are the only ones that get access to the recording afterwards. And also you'll get access to the slides that I use and the materials. So you still get the materials if you're on €3 or above. So what you'll be receiving what's similar to work on other online workshops that are charging perhaps 5 times or more than what I'm asking for there. As I say, I'll explain more about this next Wednesday because there's the Imbolg one coming up at the end of this month. And there's also a third subscription tier, And I'm calling that one Nature Folklore Apprentice. And that actually includes an invitation for you to have one-on-one with me. And I will include talking about that next Wednesday as well. So Terry is saying this is delightful. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Thank you, Terry, for your enthusiasm for that. That's fantastic. Thank you. Future guests, I'm gonna try and get some live guests. There's some interviews lined up, especially with well keepers and well carers. I want to bring the Holy Well revival back into it, especially now. That's a very important thing through the immoral time, because January and February we do a lot with water, and though this is still tree planting season, a lot of people don't really think about the trees until March. So March will be our tree time. Anyway, let's see then. So I think it's time for the giveaway. As I say, during most weeks for a while, the draw prize is some lovely art cards. But this week, it's 2 books. I'll remind you again, Winter Miscellany. Maura Barrett, I think, led this, but this is Poets. Sorry about the green screen taking this away. I think I'll try that anyway. It's a combination of lovely poems and stories for the winter. It's quite fabulous, quite thick too. It's quite well over 100 pages of stuff, illustrations. It's fabulous. And then beautiful Sinead McClure, who's often a guest. This is her Word According to Crow, lovely wildlife poetry. Very passionate. I think you'll like that. It's a Winter Miscellany is going to be the first one. As I say, just get your, I'll bring this up again, get your hashtag arts into the comments. You just put them into the comments. Some people saying, I didn't know where to put the hashtag art. You just put it into the comment column and there it goes. It doesn't matter if you're on YouTube, on Facebook, or wherever you are, just put that in. It does collect up. It's a very clever little program. Put this into the comments. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that a bit more for those of you who haven't. Let's see how many have entered. Come on, we haven't got enough people for the prizes yet, so don't be shy. Get those hashtag arts in as well, and just for the crack, if nothing else. As I say, it's too few at the moment, so let's see the hashtag arts coming in, and I'll try have a go in a minute. So as I say, don't be shy on that. And during future edition of Nature Echoes, as I say, you can put hashtag art in the comments at any time during the show up to the draw. There's no magic time to enter into this. And as far as I know, there's no way to game or rig this. It's like picking names from a hat or a jar. And it only takes 1 entry per person, unless I rerun, which I'm going to do this evening. So please type in your hashtag art, and I'll run the draw in a few moments. There's Bert here. Happy New Year. Wishing you a good one, mate. I hope you're putting a hashtag art in as well. Those of you who haven't hashtag arts, how many more have we got coming in? As I say, at the moment, there's barely enough to actually give away the prizes. As I say, I'll remind you, there we go. These prizes are, whoops, there we go. Hashtag art there. That's the thing to put in. And as I say, do become subscribers. Still waiting. How many do we got going? Is it worth running it? Can we run it yet? No, we're still. I'm gonna. I'm sure there's more than this. Come on. We've gone up now. We're 11. Okay, we're on the verge of being able to run this. Fantastic. Right. Hashtag. Oh, the hashtag done. Bert, it has to be hashtag art. I'll show you the thing here. Where is it? No, let's get it back up again. There you go. That's the one. Oh, that's the one you put there. Hashtag art, put it together, and that'll be in there as well. Okay. Right. Emma loves this. If you put your hashtag in, Emma, that's fantastic. Let's see how we're doing here. How's the number coming? Ah, it's coming up. It's coming up. Great stuff. Here we go. You're getting into the spirit of this. Hashtag art it is. Great. We're really spinning the wheel now. Right. I'm going to do the first draw, so it shows, and this is for the winter. No, I'm going to put Sinead McClure's in, is the first one I'm going to put in. This is the word according to Crow. And you've seen Sinead a few times. So I'm going to press the button and see how we go. Here we go. Right, who's got it? It's, hang on. Sheila, you're the winner of, where is it? It hasn't come up on the screen. Why hasn't it come up on the screen? It's Sheila Elkins Perry's. It should have come up on the screen for you. I'm going to, I'm going to press this around. Maybe I'm blocking it. So let's get you, you didn't actually see it work. No, that's not it. Right. I messed that one up. The other weeks we got this just right. I apologize for this, people. I'm going to get you onto the screen. Where is it? It's the giveaway. There is. I'm trying to find the button that shows the giveaway. Right. We'll get it at the moment because you did actually see it working. How weird. Right. I'm supposed to not be in full flight there. Let's try and get you. Right. Oh, I made a real something that has gone wrong here. The display. Anyway, Sheila, you did win that. I'll contact you, and I'm going to try and run this again while we're. Let's see if I can get this draw up again. I don't understand why we're not. Why it should turn up if I'm running. I'm going to run the screen again. The giveaway. You should actually see it. Usually when I run this, it shows up on the screen and you can see it working. I'll try again, see what happens. This is the second draw for the winter miscellany, and it looks absolutely fabulous when it runs. Let's try and run it again. Right. Is it working again? No, it's not working. You should actually visually see it. Oh dear. And Karen. Right, Karen got it this time. I've got to find out how to get this back on the screen. There's something that has gone strange with it. I'm going to put it back on anyway. We've got the winners there, and I'll contact you in a moment, see how to get around with it. I'm trying to figure out why it didn't show on the screen because it's lovely. It actually shows on the screen, and you get the excitement of when like a turning wheel. So it's very strange. It's because let's get myself. I shouldn't. For some reason I'm not. The problem is I'm not reducing my my presence. Now something has actually gone wrong on this live broadcast. That doesn't. One of the controls has gone, which is because it puts me. It's supposed to put me to the side. And then you see this. No, it doesn't get rid of me at all. How weird. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to, this isn't for a prize. I'm going to run it again to see why it isn't showing on this. Oh, that is a sort of, it's really sad. No, I can't figure it out. The previous weeks we've done this, it's been really exciting, and it's no, something has actually happened with the setup with. Right, I'll try and figure it out. I'm not going to get on to support. So, yeah, I'll look back and I'll contact the 2 prize winners, and we'll get that too. Right, I think I've almost gone the hour with all the fuffing around. Coming up next Wednesday on Nature Folklore Echoes, we're going to have more about the upcoming workshops, practical divination practices this time through January. Oh, we'll have a live guest as well next week. And I hope I'll sort out how to why this drawer wasn't working properly, because it's absolutely beautiful when it does work. So thank you. I've enjoyed being with you this evening to share Nature Echoes. If you're watching this after as a replay, keep posting comments and questions here, and I'll check these comments, check them quite regularly, and reply to what you've posted. So please click the bell icon on YouTube and be reminded of the next Nature Echoes each week, each Wednesday. So that leaves me to wish you a safe week. Let's see how the comments are going here. Congratulate Sheila and Karen, not to worry. Gremlins, that is so weird. As I say, it does run beautifully. The other weeks we've done that. Bert threw in a lucky Irish clover. Thanks for the people who put in hashtag art. It's a shame that you never saw the actual wheel turning, because it is absolutely fabulous. I don't know why it didn't. It's definitely. I'm going to have one more go to represent it again. So choose the broadcast. We got Nature Echoes, which is live, and we'll put it in again. Now, right now, here we go. I'm going to do this. There isn't a prize for this one, but I'm going to run it again, see what happens. No, that didn't work either. No, it's not there. How weird. How very, very weird. Okay. I think that's about as much as I can do with that. In fact, it's the same winner again. So, no, it doesn't. Something has gone technical issues. Anyway, I better say my farewells. Thank you very much. Anybody else got a comment or two there? Thank you for another great talk, says Ema. And we'll get this sorted out. Many thanks to you all. I think that's about all I've got. So thanks. See you next Wednesday for another Nature Echoes. Have a wonderful, inspiring week. Thank you. Bye.